All right, now that our hash browns are completely cooked, I'm bringing in my French onion dip. And I have here a cookie scoop, and we're gonna scoop our French onion dip right on top of our crispy hash browns. Now I'm gonna put this French onion dip on my first row and my third row of hash browns. This is gonna be delicious. All right, last one, perfect. For our remaining hash browns, I'm gonna grab my Rayo's pizza sauce, and we're gonna add a nice little layer of pizza sauce on those empty hash browns. Yummy. All right, let's get this done super quick so we can get to eating. All right, so we flattened all those out on our hash browns. I'm next gonna come in with my sharp cheddar cheese, and we're gonna add sharp cheddar cheese to our French onion dip hash browns. Just like a nice little pinch of that cheese right on top of that dip. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be so delicious. It's great for an after school snack. It's great for a quick little weekend lunch, and it's perfect for game day. So let's go ahead and get our cheddar cheese on here. All right, now I'm coming in with my mozzarella cheese, and you guys know it, that's gonna go on our pizza sauce. Yummy. We're gonna quickly get all of these covered in the cheeses so that we can get to the next ingredient. All right, with that cheddar cheese, we're gonna add some bacon bits. We're just gonna do a nice little sprinkle of bacon and be kind of quick and messy with it because it is gonna be melted and get all of that cheese and bacon well combined. Perfect. For our pizza sauce, of course, mini pepperonis. And we're just gonna do a nice little spread of our pepperonis on here. And then this is gonna be ready. Oops, I got the little freshness packet. Ready to go back into the oven. So let's go ahead and get these on super quick. All right, now we're gonna put this in the broiler until that cheese is nice and brown. All right, look at these. I know they look a little crazy, but don't worry, we're gonna make them look even better. I have some cut up fresh chives that we're gonna sprinkle on these French onion hash browns. And then of course, have something extra good to go on those pizza hash browns. Oh, look at that pop of color, how it really just ties everything together. I may have added a little too much of that French onion dip. So if you guys recreate these, do about half as much as I did.
Just a smaller scoop.
Yeah. Those pizza ones, we're gonna do our Parmesan cheese. What is pizza without Parmesan cheese? And just like a nice little sprinkle on each one. Obviously, the garnishes are optional, but I personally think it really completes our little snack. Beautiful. All right, it is time to dig in. I want one of each flavor. All right, that looks so good. You guys have to let me know in the comments, which one would you try? I'm gonna go for, I think the French onion one first. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Be careful, it's hot. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's crunchy, tangy, cheesy. Oh, you guys have to try this. All right, those were just my Pillsbury Grands that we quartered. I'm gonna bring in a large bowl and we're gonna place all of our quartered biscuit pieces right into our large bowl. Oh yeah, beautiful. Put that right back under. All right, and now we're gonna add some shredded chicken to our biscuits. I think we're gonna add about half a pound of our chicken into that. That looks absolutely amazing. And I have some 4 state cheddar cheese. We are gonna add this whole bag because everything is better with cheddar. And now our last ingredient we're gonna add to this is buffalo wing sauce. I'm using the Sweet Baby Ray's one, but you can use whatever buffalo sauce you like. And we're gonna use this whole bottle. I don't know if that's too much, but I feel like it's gonna be delicious. All right, I added the rest of that chicken because I think I added too much sauce, but we have our gloves on and it's time to toss. Oh my. So this is obviously a buffalo chicken appetizer, but you can use whatever sauce you like. You could do a barbecue sauce, an enchilada sauce, a Parmesan wing sauce, whatever your wing preference is, just go ahead and use that sauce. But I think that buffalo is my favorite. Oh my goodness. So we gotta make sure everything gets covered in that delicious sauce. Oh yeah. All right, perfect. All right, now that that's mixed, we'll put this to the side and bring in our spring form pan. And I am gonna grab my pan. It is important that you grease your pan for this one. All right, that looks pretty good. And then in the center, I have my little oven-safe ramekin that we're gonna grease as well. And we're gonna place that right in the middle. And now we can add our buffalo chicken mixture to our springform pan. We are gonna fill this baby up, ensuring that our ramekin stays right in the center. And you'll see what we do with that after we cook, but it's such a fun little hack for this delicious pull apart appetizer. Oh my goodness. So let's really fill her up. All right, now this is ready for the oven. My oven is set to 350 and this is gonna bake for about 45 minutes. Oh my, look how those biscuits kind of got nice and browned on top. Ooh. All right, it's time to get this out. Ooh, it is juicy with that buffalo sauce. Oh yeah. All right, and look, we can actually just flip it over, and that's what we want. All right, and we're filling up that ramekin with our buttermilk ranch, because what is better than buffalo and ranch? Oh yeah, the ultimate appetizer. Great for game day, great for, you know, a party. And it is time to release our springform pan. Woo! And look at that.
Oh, it looks so perfectly cooked.
Look how delicious that is. I should have grated my own cheese because I see that the cheese didn't fully melt how I would like. But let's go ahead, grab a piece and give it a try.
Is it good?
That is a home run. It's so good, you guys. You have to try it. All right, we're starting off with 2 cans of chili with the beans in our crock pot. All right, we're just gonna flatten that out so that we can place our 16 ounces of Velveeta cheese right on top of our chili. Yummy. This is gonna be a super easy and delicious game day appetizer. Next, I'm gonna add 2 blocks of 8 ounces of cream cheese right on the sides. Yum. All right, we're coming in with our original chili seasoning, and we're gonna use this whole packet of seasoning right in there with our cheeses and our chili. Woo-hoo, smells so good already. I'm coming in with 2 cans of my diced jalapenos, and we're gonna put that right on there. Oh, that's gonna add a little bit of heat, but if you don't like too much heat, you can do green chilies instead. We have 1 red bell pepper that we diced up, and we are just gonna sprinkle that right on top of our cheeses and our jalapenos and that chili. Oh, this is the ultimate game day appetizer because you got chili, you got cheeses, you got everything you would ever want all in the crock pot. We have 1 white onion that we diced, and we're sprinkling that right on top. We're giving this, you know, appetizer a lot of substance, which is the best part. Believe it or not, that was not enough cheese. So we have our 1 pound of Colby Jack cubes that we are gonna throw in there as well. Make sure those cubes are nice and separated and spread out. They're gonna melt and just combine with that chili, that Velveeta, the cream cheese, and all of that other veggie deliciousness. But this is ready to start cooking. We're gonna go ahead and put our lid on and we are gonna set this on high. All right, it's been 2 hours on high. We're gonna go ahead and pop this on warm because we wanna make sure that it stays warm during the game. Oh, look at that cheese. It completely melted. It's time to give this a good mix. Oh, this is the ultimate game day dip. We have the cheddar cheese, the Velveeta, the cream cheese, the chili, the jalapenos. What more can you ask for? Look how steamy and hot this is. And you just want to make sure you get this completely mixed together. This is so great for football season. I cannot wait to make this every Sunday because it will get eaten up. And I did use the chili with beans, as I mentioned, chili that has no beans. It's just a preference thing. So let's just really give this a good mix.
It smells so good.
It smells amazing. Oh my gosh, all right. Our chili cheese dip is ready. Oh, and the only thing suitable for this dip is our Fritos Scoops. I'm so excited. It's gonna be way too good.
I want to see it.
Woohoo! It's gonna be really hot.
It's good, huh?
You guys are gonna love this one. All right, we started off with 2 packages of our little beef smokies in our air fryer. Now I have my Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue. You can use whatever barbecue you like, and we're gonna add a generous amount of barbecue to our little smokies. Now you could use a kielbasa for this. You could use the traditional little smokies, but whatever you do, it has to be a nice, delicious meat in your air fryer. And we used about 3/4 of our barbecue sauce. Now what goes great with that barbecue sauce is a little bit of brown sugar. So we're just gonna kind of sprinkle that right on top. You can use as much or as little as you like, depending on how sweet you like, but just a nice little sprinkle will go a long way. I think that looks absolutely perfect. Now we have some Wash Your Sister sauce, or whatever you call it, and we are gonna sprinkle a good amount on here. You can add about 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons right in there with our little smokies, barbecue sauce, and brown sugar. Now I'm gonna add some additional seasonings because I like to have a lot of flavor on these, but this is optional. I'm adding some onion powder. This is gonna be the quickest appetizer you've ever made. Of course, we're gonna do some garlic powder because what is an appetizer without a little bit of garlic, am I right?
Yeah, totally.
Now we're gonna add a little bit of salt to cut that sweetness, and this is gonna just be perfect for this super easy appetizer. Great for the summer. You don't have to turn on the oven. You can just do it all in your air fryer. Last but certainly not least, we're gonna add a little bit of pepper because I like a little bit of heat, a little kick with my little smokies, but you can season this however you like. I'm just using my favorites. Beautiful. All right, now it is time to mix this. I just have my food grade glove on, and we're just gonna mix this super easy, the easiest way to mix our little appetizer all in the air fryer. I do have the rack on the bottom of this, so these are gonna get nice and toasted and heated up and just bring all the flavor. It's so great if you're having like a 4th of July party, Father's Day, whatever you wanna make these for, people will love them. All right, these are ready for the air fryer. We're gonna turn this on. We have it on air fryer. We're gonna temp this at 375, and then the time is gonna be about 10 minutes. Right in there. Let's go. All right, there's 3 minutes left, but I'm pretty sure these are ready, so we're gonna go ahead and stop that, and let's check them out. Oh yeah, those look absolutely perfect.
Yum.
They smell incredible. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring over my serving platter. This is just like a little oven safe platter with a lid. And we're gonna spoon these right in here so that people can just eat them with a toothpick. So good, so easy. Literally the quickest appetizer. It was only in there for 7 minutes. Does not get any better than this. You guys are gonna have to try this out. All right, now you could just put the lid on and keep it warm, but we are gonna try these out. I have a little glass of toothpicks. You can just dig in. Oh, be careful, they're gonna be super hot.
Are they good?
Those are incredible. Oh my goodness, you have to try them. All right, we are starting off with 3 cans of our premium cheddar nacho cheese. Yummy. And I'm just gonna grab my spatula and we are just spreading that on our greased sheet pan from edge to edge. I love the premium cheddar cheese because it is way more delicious than that standard nacho cheese, has way more flavor, and who doesn't love cheddar on their nachos? So let's get this from edge to edge. All right, that looks perfect. Next thing we're gonna add is 2 pounds of cooked ground beef, and we're just gonna sprinkle that right on top of our cheddar cheese sauce. Kind of evenly spread that so that each bite gets some meat. To keep the theme going, I'm gonna add my taco seasoning, and I'm using the 25% less sodium. You can cook this with your meat, but I kind of like it incorporated with the cheese as well, which is why I add it now. And also we are gonna give this a quick little cook, so it will get nice and cooked. Don't you worry. All right, and we're using that whole packet because that was 2 pounds of meat, and you're gonna want all that seasoning. Next, I'm bringing in my mild pico, and this is the kind that you can get in the produce section at your store. And we're gonna kind of just distribute that right on top of our ground beef and our cheese. We're not gonna use this whole thing because this is a big container, but we are gonna make sure, just like with the meat, that we get some pico in each bite. And you can use whatever salsa you like. You can even get like some paste salsa if that's what you prefer, but I like the freshness of the one that you can get in the produce section. And I think that looks great, so we use about half of that. And you know what this is missing? Some green chilies. And we're just gonna go ahead, we're just gonna scoop our green chilies here and there, kind of just distributing it. I should have had this spoon earlier for that pico, but you know what? We learn from our mistakes, and we are getting these delicious green chilies right on here. And these are not hot, but if you feel like they're too hot, then you can skip them. Or if you want more heat, you could add jalapenos instead. But I personally love these green chilies. And we're gonna use, I think, this whole can because we might as well. We don't wanna waste it. And also it tastes so good.
It smells delicious.
Oh yeah, all these flavors are just good for the nostrils. Perfect. Now I'm gonna add 1 bag of my Mexican blend cheese, and this is the reduced fat. So we're gonna go ahead and use this whole bag and just distribute it on top of everything. This is gonna help everything stick together, and also we want this to be extra cheesy pleasy, so we had to add some Mexican style blend. Oh my goodness. And you can shred your own cheese, but I feel like that's just a preference thing, so do as you please. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so perfect for game day, so perfect for, you know, a nice little appetizer. If you have guests coming, it's kind of like a fun little thing to show people. But we have one more thing we're gonna add before we pop this in the oven, and that is some chopped cilantro. And just like with the green chilies, if you don't like cilantro, you can skip them. You can add something else if you like, but my family likes cilantro. You guys know I'm always using cilantro, especially this fresh / dried cilantro. I just feel like it is so convenient, and it lasts in your fridge for a while compared to the purely fresh cilantro. All right.
It's fresh 4 weeks on it.
Yeah, exactly. A whole month of cilantro. All right, and this is ready for the oven. My oven is set to 350, and this is gonna be in there for about 15 to 20 minutes. Cheese is almost ready. So we're gonna come in with a larger sheet pan and our party size Doritos. I'm using the nacho cheese Doritos, but you can use any type of chip you like. A tortilla, a Cool Ranch Dorito. You can do what you like. Oh yeah, and we're just gonna make sure that this is evenly distributed on our sheet pan. And once that is nice and spread out, we can go and grab our cheese. All right, now to douse our Doritos. How fun is that? The only thing this is missing is some sour cream. And we're just gonna do some dollops of sour cream, kind of here and there. People can, you know, grab a chip with it or without it, whatever they prefer. But I think this just adds some nice creaminess to our nachos. We'll get a little melty, but I cannot wait to dig in. Delicious. Okay, and we do it this way because that way our chips are not soggy. You heat everything up beautifully, but without a soggy chip. Oh my goodness. These are the best nachos I've ever had. You have to try them. All right, we're starting off with 2 cans of our pizza sauce in our 13 by 9. I'm coming in with 2 blocks of extra softened cream cheese, and we're gonna make sure to put all of that right on there. We're gonna season this up with our Italian seasoning, but you can season this however you like. This is gonna be a super easy game day appetizer. I absolutely love this because it is so easy to make and it is delicious. We are gonna grab our whisk and we are gonna whisk in that cream cheese into our pizza sauce. Now, if you are a big fan of pizza, this is the appetizer for you. It has all of our delicious pizza flavors, but in a game day appropriate appetizer. Football season is here and I am ready to make all of the snacks. I love making a new snack every weekend for Sunday football, and this Sunday we are making this delicious pizza inspired app, and I think that looks like it was blended together beautifully. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. All right, and you gotta have some mozzarella if you are doing anything pizza. We have this big bag that we're just gonna use generously, and we are sprinkling our mozzarella right on top of our pizza cream cheese kind of concoction. This is so great for, you know, some parties, football parties, birthday parties, a barbecue, any kind of like holiday coming up. You will have to try this and people will beg you to bring it to every event from here on out. So I think I'm gonna use about half of this bag. I thought I would use more, but I think this looks pretty yummy. What do you think, babe?
Oh my goodness, I want all that cheese.
Well, I'll save the rest for you.
Thank you.
Now, my favorite pizza topping, pepperoni. All right, we are going to add our pepperoni slices right on top of that cheese. Kind of just dress it up as you would a normal pizza, but obviously there's no crust here. And that is the twist we're doing here. This is gonna be a delicious pizza dip. Yep, you heard that right. We're making our favorite game day meal into a dip, and it is gonna be incredible. You can do whatever pizza toppings you like. You could do some bell peppers, you can do some sausage, you can do some ham, you can make it a Hawaiian pizza with some pineapple, but you know, I am not the type of person to put pineapple on pizza, and that is my story. So let's get these pepperonis on here. All right, and then my husband loves some mushrooms. So of course I have to add a little bit of mushrooms. You can even add mushrooms only to half of the dip if some people in your party don't like mushrooms, but this is all for me and my hubby, so we are piling on the mushrooms. And you could obviously do fresh, but I like the canned because I have them in my pantry for, you know, a little bit of time and they don't go bad. But that is it, you guys. We have the delicious pizza sauce, the cream cheese, the Italian seasoning, the mozzarella, the pepperoni, and our mushrooms. This is gonna go in the oven at 400 for about 20 minutes, and then it's gonna be ready. Oh my, this smells so good. Everything is nice and melty. And for this, we're gonna use some little bread toasties as our dippers, but you can still use chips or whatever. And I'm gonna go in and goodness. Ooh, I think maybe mini pepperonis would be better. But this looks so good. We got some of that sauce, the cream cheese, some of the mozzarella. We'll dig in for a pepperoni after.
Is it good?
That is heavenly. You guys have to try this. All right, we're just frying our potato skins in our 375 vegetable oil. All right, and this one right here is perfectly done. And we're gonna put it on our lined plate. Let's check out this one right here. Once they kind of start to sink, that's when you know they are crispy and delicious. So let's go ahead and let these finish cooking up. All right, I moved our deep fried potato skins onto a sheet pan, and I have here some mild cheddar cheese, and we're gonna add a generous amount of cheese on the bottom of our potatoes, just like so. Now, I obviously only used 3 potatoes, but you can make as many as you want. That is the beauty of this. It is great for game day, which is what I'm making these for. Go Niners. I cannot wait for football season and seeing where our teams take us. All right, let's go ahead and get our cheese in each potato half. And then I like my potato skins with chili. Call me crazy. You can make these more traditional with just some bacon, but I wanted these to be stuffed and puffed. So we're gonna add about 2 cookie scoops full of chili with beans, because I am a chili with beans girl, right into our potato skins, just like so. Look how good these look. Oh, my mouth is watering. All right, are you a team chili with beans or no beans, babe?
Oh, you know what? I prefer no beans, but
Oh no.
but it does look really good.
You'll still try one though, right?
Yeah, Hormel chili is one of my favorites. So.
Yes, it's the best. I think Marie Callender's is my favorite, but I haven't been able to find it in a long time. But let's get these filled up. Oh my goodness, these are gonna be so stuffed. And of course we have toppings to go on after we heat these up. I am gonna add a little bit more cheese on top of the chili. What do you think of that?
I think extra cheese, please. You already knew that
Always.
answer. You knew that answer.
All right, come back with our cheese. And get a nice layer right on top. Because the best part of potato skins is the cheese, right?
Yeah, and I think what I like most is look at how crispy those sides look.
That's why you gotta deep fry them. Better than a twice baked potato, if you ask me.
Yeah, we're baking it and frying it.
All right, these are gonna go in the oven at 450 for about 10 minutes. Oh, these are almost ready. That cheese is nice and melty. I have some chopped chives that we're gonna sprinkle on here because chives are a must with potato skins. I don't know if you guys have ever had the potato skins from TGI Friday, but those were my first experience with potato skins and I absolutely love them. So, but now I'm making my own, which is even better.
I was there for that.
Yeah. All right, and then I'm gonna add 1 slice of jalapeno because you guys know my family likes the heat, and these are just for me and Danny. And we're gonna go ahead and add just 1 slice, just a little fun factor once you get to the middle of that potato skin. Brings a little surprise, even though it's not much of a surprise since you can see it. But let's go ahead and get 1 on each. Oh, those look so good. And my dip of choice, you don't need sour cream when you have French onion sour cream dip.
Technically, you are having sour cream.
It's more than just sour cream. All right, I think I'm gonna go for this one right here. Perfect little plate. Okay. I don't even know why I got a plate. We're doing this. It's family here, we can double dip.
Ooh, that crunch.
That's way too good. right, we're starting off with a party size of our original Ruffles on our sheet pan. We got a few of those chips going off the deep end, but that's no problem. The dogs will get it. Now I'm gonna come in with my mild cheddar cheese shreds, and we're gonna sprinkle this right on top of our Ruffles. This is gonna be a super easy and super delicious game day snack. It's so easy just to throw together and put it in the oven, and it is addicting. So we're gonna go ahead and use this whole bag of mild cheddar. You can use whatever cheese you like, but I find that the mild cheddar goes great with these flavors. A little bit too much right there. We need to get these corners too, right? All right, next I'm coming in with 10 pieces of already cooked bacon. I just bought the pre-cooked bacon so that this could be super easy. And we're cutting up our bacon pieces right on top of our cheese. This is gonna be so good, you guys. I absolutely love chips. I love cheddar cheese, and I love bacon. And the next ingredient we're gonna add to this is just gonna really blow your minds because it is gonna add the perfect game day flavor. So let's go ahead and chop up all of this bacon so we can get to it. Now that we have all of our bacon cut and spread out, I'm gonna put this to the side, and I'm gonna grab 1 pound of shredded chicken. And in our chicken, we're gonna add our medium buffalo sauce. This is the Buffalo Wild Wing sauce, and we're gonna go ahead and put a generous amount of this sauce. Now, if you don't like buffalo sauce, you can do like a creamier kind of sauce, a ranch, a whatever you like, but I personally love buffalo. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a glove on so that we can get this mixed together. And we're just gonna go in and get that buffalo sauce all over our shredded chicken. Now you can use canned chicken, you can use a rotisserie chicken. I just got the Kroger shredded chicken that's already pre-cooked. I like things to be super easy, especially for the Super Bowl. Pre-cooked bacon, pre-cooked chicken. We don't have to worry about, thawing out the chicken, getting it out of the freezer. No moms will be mad about that. And then this looks perfectly mixed. Okay, so we're gonna bring back our sheet pan, and you know it, we're gonna put our buffalo chicken all over our sheet pan. I told you we were gonna add some game day flavors. Buffalo sauce is the flavor for game day.
Ooh, the aroma is outrageous.
Oh yeah, and I like to wear a glove when I'm doing this because I don't wanna, accidentally touch my face and get that buffalo sauce on my face and, start crying. All right, so let's get our chicken on this. All right, now this is ready. I have my oven set to 350, and it's gonna be in there for 15 to 20 minutes. Oh my, that buffalo sauce smells absolutely incredible. Okay, now these are not done yet. I am gonna grab my Hidden Valley Ranch. You can use a homemade ranch if that's what you prefer, but I wanted to keep it easy. You guys know the drill. And we're gonna do a slight drizzle of ranch right on top. This is optional. I just find that it really pairs nicely with the buffalo. You could also do a blue cheese dressing, but I'm a ranch girly personally. And last but not least, some green onion. These flavors are just gonna go so beautifully together. I already freshly diced our green onion, so we just gotta sprinkle it on there. Doesn't that look so good, babe?
Oh my gosh, I love that you added the ranch on there. I'm gonna eat all this.
Yeah. Okay, and it is time to dig in. Game day snack. And this is how I'm gonna serve it. And then this is some good old finger food. I wanna make sure to get some of that buffalo chicken, bacon, the ranch. Ooh! Okay, it's a little messy. Make sure you have napkins on the side. Oh my, that is so delicious. Wow, you have to try it. All right, that was 2 bags of my frozen chopped spinach in my little mini loaf tins. So we're just gonna make sure those are nice and evenly distributed. Perfect. Now I'm coming in with my Rotel with the juices, and we're gonna put half a can of our Rotel in each one of our tins. This is gonna add some great flavor and it's gonna be so yummy. So this is my first can. I did buy 2, and this is just tomatoes with green chilies. And if you've never had Rotel before, you are really missing out. We're gonna go ahead and grab our second one. And if you don't like the green chilies, you can just do a diced tomato if that's your style, but I think the green chilies just add such a great effect. All right, so half a can per loaf tin. Perfect. Now I'm coming in with 16 ounces of cream cheese. You can use the bars, but this one is so convenient because it has the full 16 ounces in it. And we're gonna scoop our cream cheese right on top of our Rotel in our loaf tins. We wanna make sure to evenly distribute the 16 ounces in our 4 loaf tins. This is such a great appetizer. Everyone gets their individual little loaf. There's no worries about sharing, even though sharing is caring. But this is gonna be so good because it's creamy, it's delicious, it's perfect for game day, perfect for a barbecue, perfect for anything, honestly, parties. My family loves when I do these little mini appetizers. So let's make sure we get all that cream cheese in there because we want these to be nice and creamy. All right, I'm just making sure we got all of that on there. Perfect. Now I have here 2 jalapenos that I diced, and these were some seedy jalapenos, and we're just gonna put a generous amount in each one of our loaves, just like we did with all the other ingredients. We just wanna make sure to evenly distribute everything. Now, just like with the green chilies, if you don't like heat, you can totally skip these. You can make sure the seeds are out, whatever you want, that's how you can do it. These are completely customizable. All right, now I have here some sour cream, and we're gonna evenly distribute our sour cream into our tins, just step by step with all these delicious ingredients. Don't worry, once they get cooking, we will give them a generous mix, but for now, we just need to make sure that each tin has an adequate amount, and you can measure everything if that's your style, but you guys know I am not a measuring kind of person, so I'm just eyeballing everything, and you know, some of them might be a little bit different than the others, but they're all gonna taste incredible, and I can promise you that. Let's use this last little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of like all of us.
Yeah, exactly. All right, now we're getting on to the best part, the cheese. We're using sharp cheddar cheese because that's my favorite, and we're going to go heavy-handed. We're just pretty much going to fill up our tins with that cheese. Oh my goodness. I have 3 bags that I'm going to split between these 4 tins, which I know might seem like a lot, but these are only 6-ounce bags, so they are not as big as a standard bag. So that's why I had to get 3 instead of 2. And obviously you can grate your own cheese, but that's also not really my style. So let's just get this cheese in here. All right, one last thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna season this up super quick. Like I said, we are gonna give them a mix after we cook them, so it doesn't really matter that the seasoning's on top because it will get nice and mixed in with all those other goodness. So we start off with some pepper. All right, now we're gonna bring in our paprika. We're gonna do a light sprinkle of that. It's gonna add some great flavor, complement all those peppers in there. Beautiful. I have some onion powder. I am just piling it on because the more seasoning, the better this will taste. That's just my take on it. But if you don't like too much seasoning, you can, you know, skip the seasoning altogether. And then the last, but certainly not least, we're gonna do some garlic salt because you need a little saltiness in this. It just is gonna add so much impact to this delicious little appetizer. All right, but that is it. This is ready for the oven. My oven is set to 375, and this is gonna be in there for 45 minutes. All right, these are bubbling, they're melted, they are ready. So before we dig in, we gotta mix everything together. Oh my goodness, the spinach, the Rotel, the cheese, the cream cheese, the sour cream. This is the ultimate spinach dip. Yeah, everything you would want in a spinach dip in your individual loaf tin so that you can double dip without having to worry about anyone else. So let's make sure we get these all nice and fully mixed. All right, these are ready to go. All we need is your chip of choice. Ooh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna go for this first one. Let's grab it and dig in. Ultimate spinach dip. Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
That was so good.